We'll discuss about corporate governance. Since all of you are going to become the corporate leaders of tomorrow, it is very important for us to discuss about corporate governance. Corporate governance, in simple terms, refers to governance of the top of the companies, how the companies are maintained, how the companies are managed, how the companies are handled, how the companies are given direction by the company's top management. That is called corporate governance. Here, company's top management include board of directors, CEOs, and other key functional decision makers who set the main guidelines, who set the vision, mission, purpose, strategy, objectives, and future course of action of the company. So, all these people are part of corporate governance. Remember, a company is an entity. It is having perpetual life. It is not having, humanly life. Human has, age of, let's say, 100 years. A company is ageless. It is immortal. It is having infinite life, infinite capability. Its success depends upon its bonding within its members, right? So company, you have started the company, but you are not alone. There are so many people working with you. So you have to establish a very strong bonding. There are people who are going to help you. They are all called stakeholders. They help you. They help you in progressing, in developing your company, in developing further. They also get benefit. So it's a mutual relationship. So try to keep in mind the interest of everybody. Remember, you are the corporate leader. It doesn't mean that you have to be dictatorial. You have to invite everybody. You have to be participative. You have to remember that you have to keep in mind the interest of everyone. You have to keep in mind the interest of the shareholders. You have to keep in mind the interest of the employees, because they are the backbone of the company. You have to keep in mind the interest of the government and the society, because they are all very important stakeholders. You have to keep in mind the interest of your suppliers, because a good bonding with suppliers will enable you to progress. And you have to have a very strong bondage with all the firms with which you are working as contractual partners. And you have to have keep in mind the interest of your customers. You have to create a balance with all of them. You have to earn money, create wealth, no problem. But remember, you have to keep in mind that you are basically trustee of the society. If you will try to keep in mind the interest of the society and different stakeholders and use every money carefully for the benefit of the society, you will prove to be an outstanding entrepreneur and a corporate leader, right? And you have to remember, see, when we talk about corporate governance, we are talking about systems, rules, procedures, which are created to ensure proper governance of the company. So you have to create those things. Of course, those things have to be within the laws. Government has already given law. Companies Act 2013 was modified. You can go through these. There are so many new provisions now. Every detail is mentioned: directors' rights, directors' powers, duties, responsibilities, how directors have to act. Similarly, you can go through the provisions of clause 49, which is about listing agreement. What should a company do and all those things. Similarly, you should go through the guidelines of different committees, like Kumar Mangalam Birla Committee, or Narayana Murthy Committee, or Naresh Chandra Committee, or Dave Committee, or other committees on corporate governance, which will help you in preparing and understanding about what should be your role as a member of the directors, as a member of the board of directors, right? You have to act with sincerity, honesty, dedication, commitment. You have to remain transparent. You have to follow these basic guidelines. You have to create a company which is truly transparent, professional, ethical, and truly a standard par excellence, right? Good corporate governance include companies like Wipro, Tata, or companies like Infosys, right? Companies like HCL, all these companies, they have shown that they work with ethics, they work with commitment, they allocate some funds for development of society. They are philanthropic also. They also consider that they are part of society and therefore they have a duty to contribute to the development of the society. So these companies have set very high standards which you should also follow. Similarly, you should avoid those practices which can convert your company into a bad company. So there are many bad companies. For example, we have the example of Satyam, we have the examples of many such companies. In recent past, we have seen, all of you know about Nirav Modi, all of you know about Vijay Mallya. I mean, these are bad examples. Avoid anything that these people are doing. Vijay Mallya's stories are more widely available than the stories of Ratan Tata. Everything that he used to do, the money he used to spend money lavishly, he used to be careless about how to spend money and all those things. These stories are available plenty in social. So if you read them, you have to not to follow them, right? And try to get stories of good people. You know, it is a pathetic in modern context. In India, it has become a fashion, or it has become a very bad social trend, that the stories of the bad people is widely circulated, and stories of good people is not at all circulated, right? Once upon a time in India, we used to worship Ram, we used to talk about the stories of Ram, we used to have Ramayana. That was a good practice of society, to talk about good people, to read and to discuss the stories of good people. You know, for thousands of years, India has followed this tradition, but in last, 30, 40 years, it has now reversed. And what is happening now? Now we don't talk about good people. Now we don't talk about great people. And media is responsible, because media wants to publish every day news on crime, and therefore they are searching for criminals, they are venerating the criminals, they are writing stories about them, their biographies. The media are highlighting only the bad people, right? Society has equal number of Ram and Ravan, but the problem is the stories of Ravana is more popular today than Rama. What will happen? Society will collapse. And it is now the right time for you to be a Ram, to search Ram within you, to search Ram around you, to talk about Ram, to share the stories of Ram, and to follow Ram. Ram means highest standard of conduct. Ram means highest standards in ethics, highest standard in morals, highest standard in personal and public life. That is what you have to adopt, so that you are able to establish and you are able to continue the legacies of good traditions, right? So establish good corporate governance practices and help others in following you. Create such high standards that others can talk about you, they can share your stories, they can uh, really admire you. That is what we want, right? So in your company, you have to establish innovative framework, but you have to understand that you have to act within law. You have to act within, you have to be devoted to development of society. You have to be committed to development of nation. You have to be committed to development of your own company, and you have to create wealth. You have to uh, create prosperity. You have to help the poor people get out of poverty. Apart from them, you also have to, engage in personal development of yourself, development of each of your employees, everyone, because ultimately we should all have greater happiness. That is what we want. So when you create a board of directors, pick up very good responsible people who are financially literate, who can contribute towards society, towards nature, towards the world, towards environment, and towards your company's development. They invite them to be members of the board of directors, periodically have meetings of the board of directors, at least every 2 3 months you should have one board of directors meeting, and try to maintain highest level of transparency, openness, adaptability, and try to maintain the professional dignity, and ensure that every employee in the company is properly informed about mission, purpose, strategies, values, policies, ethical guidelines of the company, right? So remember, you have to pick up very good people in your board of directors, discuss about every aspect of the company, prepare and formulate policies, give guidelines to the company's top management, and enable them to play a very important role in transformation of your company, right? That is very important. As per the new norms, new guidelines with regard to company's top management, it is imperative that there should be enough number of independent outside directors, and you have to help in creating independent, good independent directors, coming from financial institutions, creator having good knowledge of financial understanding. They should be invited. And independent directors means those who are not promoters, those who are not connected to the promoters. Suppose you are an entrepreneur, you set up a company, then your relatives, your friends will not be independent directors. They are close to you. They are your relatives. So we want independent directors who can speak out and openly, frankly, if you do something wrong, they can stop you from doing something wrong, right? That you have to do. So invite good number of directors. Create remuneration committee, audit committee, and other such committees which will check what is happening in the company. All right? And be proactive for philanthropy. Spend money for true cause, CSR, corporate social responsibility. Allocate some profit towards society, right? Company X asks for 2%, but you should spend more, because it will help you. You will get more satisfaction. Your employees will feel pride. Everyone in your organization will feel pride that yes, we are contributing towards society. We are trying to develop this society. So create new standards of conduct, create new guidelines for conduct, right? That will help you, and that will help all your colleagues, your organization. See, if an employee is working in your organization and the employee feels pride, I am working in this a great company. This company really cares for environment. This company really cares for nature. This company really cares for, happiness of all. The employees feel happy. They also want to contribute. They want to, they want to work hard for the company. They feel this is my company. They feel pride, right? That is required. The sense of pride has to be created. And remember, you are from a great country. You cannot create a great organization unless you believe that you are a great individual. And remember, you are a great individual. You are from a great country. Respect Indian culture, respect Indian heritage, respect Indian ethos. They are really great. And if you have respect for Indian traditions, Indian heritage, Indian culture, you will be willing to take some action in these directions. And your company's policies, your company's practices will be towards true philanthropy, towards true noble cause. That is what we want, right? I wish you all a great corporate journey ahead, and I'm sure all of you will become great corporate leaders. We wish all of you to play a very important role, and people like you will help our country in revitalizing, in bringing old glory back, in reviving our age-old traditions, in reviving our age-old practices, and creating again a culture of true philanthropy. Our country is, we should be proud. We have the basic idea, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right? This entire universe is our kutum, our family, and we have to strive for happiness of everyone, every creature, not only every human being, every creature. We have for thousands of years recognized the life in every form. We have even worshipped trees. thousands of years back, India and Indians used to respect even the life within trees, right? So we just imagine the kind of scientific spirit, the kind of understanding of universe, the understanding of nature, the understanding of the symbiotic relation between the universe and our existence, which our ancestors has, is rare to find, right? Let us understand it in true perspective. Let us understand and respect it in true perspective, right? Probably Western scholars will not give that much of respect, or probably they'll not be able to understand it. But you should rediscover the spiritual and the true understanding of Indian culture, and you will feel amazingly, proud of what a great traditions we had, right? And that will help you to revitalize your inner, conflicts, inner self, and refocus on creating Indian culture and heritage, and connecting your company truly with Indian roots, and helping your company in transformation of our nation. Your company should help our nation. Your nation will give back to you. And this is a symbiotic relationship. Let's hope for a very bright future ahead. I wish all of you should become entrepreneur. The journey of entrepreneurship is difficult in the beginning, but have a brave heart in your heart. Be brave, be ambitious, be passionate, and go ahead. And the future is yours, right? You are here in this world to take huge responsibilities, make big tasks. You are here for giant purpose. You have to accomplish giant work, right? So best wishes.